Welcome to 30 Days of Anime Training. My name is Jake, and for day 7, I'm going to introduce you guys to a little bit of hand conditioning that's involved with the karate system that I practice. Um, so there's a lot of things behind just technicalities that you want to know before getting into hand conditioning, and this is just those little bits that you should know beforehand. So I hope you enjoy these little bits of basics and a little understanding into our world. And at the very end, I'm going to include some exercises that are what I actually do more on a regular basis, just from my 100 days of hand conditioning, as well as I'll kind of walk you through what's gone through that. But for now, I hope you enjoy a little bit of basics here.
So when you start off, you're going to want to make as tight a fist as you can, as well as you're going to turn a little bit towards your pinky so that your big knuckles are lined up with the rest of your forearm, because the big knuckles here are going to end up being what's on the ground, and you're all set. Alright. When you get set up, I always start off by doing just a little bit of this rocking motion here to make sure that I'm on my targets, knuckles that I need to, and then just kind of sit there. Start off, going on your knees is fine. That way you can kind of figure out where it's safe to roll up to, where you feel strongest, and then you just hold it. If that's too easy, well then go up to full plank, just hold it, and think about just what it feels like. That's what this is all about. Not pain, just acknowledging what the sensation is. That way you're not shocked by it when it happens. I like rolling around a little bit there because I like to train my little knuckles a little bit too. And anytime you end one of these kinds of exercises, you want to just kind of warm up your hands a little bit. I go through a little bit of a gripping regimen here where I'll alternate between 4 different grip styles. Or 2 different grip styles, opposite sides, whatever you want to call it. The other basic is just simply push-ups on your knuckles. As you're doing it, make sure that your pinky knuckles are still rolled up. That way you're still lining up your forearm and you're getting as much of that structure behind your knuckles as you can. If I'm being honest, I did space out for a little bit here. And then I warmed up my hands. And finally, because the wrist is important to strengthen for this, I like to do kind of mini push-ups where I'm rolling up and focusing on getting the back side of those big knuckles around to the front side of the big knuckles as well. It's doing these nice and slow with just a little bit of weight over the top, so it's about perfect. Here's a side view from it. Just starting low, rolling up. Try it at different widths to see what feels good for you. And if that's too easy, well then go to a full plank position and do it as a push-up. Warm down the hands. Just a quick recap here. You want to build up that wrist strength, those last little bits there, because the wrist collapsing is the worst thing that can happen for you during these. So you want to build up your wrist, and just make sure you tighten up the fist, bend towards the pinky knuckles so you get those knuckles in line.
Doing those little minute details, then once you start actually practicing it yourself, then you'll start to notice the changes there. What happens is your brain tells your body, hey, the hand is being used in this fashion, it needs more calcium to make the bones denser there. It's seen in scientific studies. I'll throw a little clip up. I even just did a Google search this morning just to make sure it was there. Yeah, you can read up on it. People have been doing it all through the years, and there is a safe way to do it. But you gotta take it slow. In fact, 71 of my 100 days of hand conditioning. I have not missed a day yet, but at the beginning here, probably these first, I believe it was 12 days, were just me doing a little bit of work, less than 2 minutes a day. At around day 13 is when I joined that 2-minute rule group, and that's when I started doing my hand conditioning for 2 minutes a day. Slowly that just evolved into more and more just whatever I felt like doing that day along with it. But scattered throughout here are some days where I just did a plank, going back to my basics. So it's not always extreme. You got to make sure that you're practicing in a fashion that's safe and that you don't end up overdoing it. If you think you hurt yourself, stop. Don't just pick this up without watching some sort of reference. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. And if you want to get into hand conditioning, go for it. I don't know why you would. Thank you for watching, and enjoy these clips of a little bit of my personal conditioning over these 71 days.